All right, welcome back to Ballroom. Today we're going to go over how to hold your dance partner, and this is specifically for a wedding dance. So we're going to go over the 3 points of connection and then your options from there. So Chris, go ahead.
So our first one is my left hand and her right hand. Sometimes we get questions of, is it always this hand and is it always her hand here? And yes, it is, because we off-center ourselves a little bit to the left. So setting up, this is the first ingredient actually, that maybe let's step like this. Our right foot is in between our partner's feet. Both of our right feet are in between our partner's feet, right? So we are a little bit left aligned, that if I were to look straight forward, I'm actually looking just over her right shoulder. And the same thing for her, when she looks straight forward, she's actually looking over my right shoulder. That doesn't mean we can't look at each other. Of course we can see each other, but this is how we align. So we actually have these different tracks to dance on, so that when you go to walk forward, you're actually slightly outside of her feet with your left foot. And if I go forward with my right foot, I'm actually in between her feet, and this will lessen the amount of times that we step on each other. So this is ingredient number one, right? And now if we go more to the points of connection in terms of the hands, my left hand, her right hand.
So he's going to open up. I'm going to take it on top, and then we both close our palms. One thing we commonly see, this right here, this is a no-no just because when we have turns, as you can see, now we're really, really limited. So this is just a better position for you.
Yeah, all of our fingers together, and my fingers pointing out to the left, hers pointing up. Perfect. So then the next thing now is my right hand's gonna go on her shoulder blade. This is one default position here. You can see if I just move this out of the way, that on her shoulder blade is my right hand. And then her left hand,
I'm going to place it right on the front of his shoulder. So oftentimes this is kind of the go-to, or maybe this, which you can do maybe later, but we highly suggest going in front of the shoulder blade, right where his shoulder and bicep kind of meet there. So that way you can kind of push away into this point of connection. That way when you actually start learning your dance steps, when he steps forward, now I can easily feel his connection and move with him. Even if I know the step, I don't necessarily know the size of the step he's going to take. So if we did that poorly, I have it maybe here, go ahead. You can see I have nothing to really go off of there. So this just allows me to kind of keep my space, keep our points of connection. That way when we're dancing together, it's nice and comfortable and we're both on the same page, which is probably the hardest thing in the very beginning.
so we're offset to the left, we have these 3 points of connection, and now the next most important thing is we actually have a spectrum of how casual or formal we could make this dance position. You might see us dance sometimes, and it's very formal and very picked up, right? And then other times we dance and it's incredibly casual, and you have options along this entire spectrum of what you want to do.
Yep.
If you would like the dance simply to look more formal, we just pick up our elbows higher. In the most formal way, our elbows would be parallel, our arms would be parallel to the floor. This is the most formal kind of large ballroom dance position, right? And then all I have to do to make this more casual for myself is just drop the elbows down, and you can see the frame gets smaller in its own, right?
But we still have these points of connection the same.
100%, nothing changed there, which is nice, right? So even if I drop the elbows all the way down, then she can still feel me on the front of my shoulder, I still have her back, and when I move into her, she still feels it the very same. If you're having trouble leading and following, the more you engage the dance position and pick up the elbows, the more information and connection we're gonna have. So if you're beginning, this is the easiest way for you to feel each other. It also gives you more space between each other, so it's less likely for you to collide into one another. And then as you get more comfortable and you guys are really killing it as a couple, then you can make it more casual. This at the beginning is really tough because there's really no space between each other, so we have to really be in sync with our footwork and our timing.
Yes. So that being said, for sure, looks-wise, it's kind of, I always give my couples the option, would you like it to look more casual? Would you like it to look more formal? And then from there, I usually suggest starting with the more formal way if they're looking to make it more casual, just like we said, to get comfortable with the frame, the connection, and then of course, leading and following the different steps that you might be learning. That being said, there's one other thing that we can do once we've learned to make it a little more casual and more comfortable there. So sometimes Chris will actually place this hand on his chest like so, and I think this is the most romantic look, and it's also just a nice way to kind of connect to each other. So instead of having it off, he just places it on his chest, still having this point of connection. His hand's just a little more in the front now, and I'm kind of holding onto his thumb, but we could still stay here, especially if we're doing something in closed hold that's pretty easy at that point.
That's a really good point. So if I'm in a more formal hold, my elbows picked up, then we really have palm to palm. And as I would drop my elbow and bring this hand in, I don't know how well you can see this or not, but my thumb is really the only thing in the palm of her hand, and she has tiny hands. She just puts it over my thumb itself, and all of my fingers go in the back of her hand here, because I can't keep palm to palm if I bring it in And
Now
this
it's awkward.
would feel very awkward, right? So I turn my hand around so my thumb's just in the palm of her hand, and then I can place this on my left chest, right? And then what happens with my right hand is it naturally has to drop lower down to the small of her back instead of being up here, because you can see the higher my hand goes, the higher it picks up her elbow. So I can drop my hand down to the lower back. And then if you guys, I mean, we're saying this is an option, but you have to be really in sync at this point in time because we're so close and the risk of us stepping on each other is really high the closer we get. If you're super, super comfortable, you can put the arm around the back. We never suggest over the shoulder, right? So this is never really a good feel or good look because she'll get caught on me when she goes to turn. If she puts it over my shoulder and I go to turn her, then she doesn't really have any options. She puts it around the back more where her hand's almost on my shoulder blade. We're more in a hug and an embrace. So this would be the highest level of casual social dancing would be this. Literally, we're just kind of hugging here. And then when I want to go lead something, we have options to go and turn and make changes. But down the road, this is definitely it's the smallest, which is funny, but it's the highest level of casual, super small dancing.
It's actually the hardest one, even though it looks maybe the simplest, right?
Which is the goal, to make it look easy, right?
Yeah.
But learning at the beginning for a long time, pick everything up so you can feel each other, and you'll have much better connection.
Absolutely. Okay, so those are our basic tips for how to hold your dance partner, specifically for wedding couples. So this could be your first dance, father-daughter dance, etc. This could even be if you're just learning how to slow dance with your partner and you just want to be casual about it too. But that being said, be sure to check out our website, ballroomfeed.com. We do have a whole wedding section, so we have a lot of different slow dance options for you. We also often offer different ways to learn your dance, such as custom choreography, where we put it together for you, or a monthly subscription option where you can kind of learn it what you want, put it together however you feel, and then go from there. So go ahead and check that out. I'll leave it in the link in the description, and be sure to check out the rest of our stuff on our website and our channel here on YouTube. Subscribe for more content, like if you did, and comment down below what you want to see next, and we'll see you again very soon, guys. Bye.